Hey y'all! I wanted to show you guys today one of my absolutely most favorite player homes in Skyrim. This is a player home I've been playing since the original release of Skyrim, and then I've just been thrilled that it's been ported over to Special Edition. So it's glorious. It's been reworked a variety of times. Every iteration has just been better and better and beautiful. So I thought I'd show you around. One of the things that I love about this player home is that it's right outside Riverwood, and for me, I love that it's easily accessible right, kind of out of the gate when you start your game. And it's easy to find. I don't have to run all over the map. It's right there. And then if I want something bigger in, later gaming location, I can always have more, but this is kind of like my little heart and home. The name of the mod is Rest. The original creator was Ahmed, and I apologize, I am probably slaughtering that pronunciation. Can't talk. On Nexus, it's mod ID 15191. If anybody wants to go take a look. So when you get across this little bridge here in Riverwood, then you have your first glance at the home. Here we've got little bunnies running around. We've got some docks over here, and just a really nice, pretty little view. It always seems to be cloudy or rainy here for me after I put on some of my weather mods, but in the sun it's really beautiful with all the flowers and everything. When you first get to the house, you're gonna come up to the post office here and mailbox, and there'll be a key inside there, and come right up here and you'll be able to get right in the front door with the key. Before I head in, I want to show you just a couple little features outside before we go in. There's so much to see here. I don't want to spoil everything for you if you've never played this mod before, but I do want to kind of show you some of the highlights, some of the things that to me really make this very enjoyable player home. So this work table right here, you can go through and you can change some of the manual settings for which decorations apply. I love the full decorations, so I always turn those on. But if you have, a graphics card, if your system isn't quite as beefy and some of the foliage and things lags your system, you can always turn some of those things off. And I like that they've paid attention to that detail. One of the things that I love about this house is the customization options. Some things as simple as like I can just move this ladder and it gives me a couple options in just the appearance of things. Simple things, but things that really add to the enjoyment, and you can really tell that the designer has paid a lot of attention to detail. Once we get in our house, we're going to need some firewood. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, looks like I've got some in here already. If you use the chopping block, it'll actually go through the animation here of chopping some firewood, which is always, fun for the immersive experience. I really enjoy that. But it's just kind of fun to go through and grab that. Let's cancel that. We don't need to chop a whole bunch today, but some other beautiful features of this home outside before we head in. There's a nice little outside dining area here, lovely view, covered so you're out of the rain if you've got weather going off. Anytime you go into one of the baths, there's this bath and another bath inside the home. You can enable a setting where it'll take your clothes off, so you can do, like, if you want to do, again, your immersive experience. In this case, I'm not going to take them off, but there's this beautiful little bath. You can sit down and just enjoy the weather. My husband always teases me that I should just go play Sims if I'm going to spend this much time in a house. And maybe, he's maybe not wrong, but when did Sims ever look this gorgeous? So here I am. We've got down the steps here, we've got a garden, and it's, again, a pretty immersive gardening experience. You can get water from either here. There's a spigot you can turn on, get it from the bucket, or there's a bucket somewhere down on the river. I can't remember where it is off the top of my head, but you can get water a couple places. And it's almost like a little mini game. You go through, if you put too much water or not enough water, then your plants aren't going to grow as well. You're not going to have as good a soil. You go through and you hoe the garden, till it up, a variety of steps that you'll go through. There's instructions right here. And if you go through and you get things like the enough water, not too much, enough plowing but not too much, etc., then you get, this really nice soil. And if you get it to a certain point, it actually turns on more features in the home. I haven't spent the time to do that yet. It's on my to-do list. No, next, after I've done that, I'll make another video and come back and show you that. But again, just really great. If you've got a horse, I haven't grabbed one yet, but once you get a horse, there's a little stable here. You can stable your horse. Couple different boats. One thing I would have loved to see, I think the support for this mod has ended, but I would have adored if this had been, like a fast travel, go on your boat. Just again, one little detail that would have been fun, but certainly not complaining. All right, so let's go in and check out the house. And so once you get in here, the house is all a single cell, which I know when you've got the, the big castles and things with the multi cells, it is like endless, right? You can have huge houses. There's a lot of pros to that, but I enjoy the simplicity of the single cell. You don't have to go the loading screens when you change from, the living room to the bedroom, etc. So I really like that aspect, and it's just gorgeous. All these little details, the foliage in here, the lanterns, I'll go a little slower here. We've got the bar area over here, with all of our plates and cups and, whatnot. And I'll show you something here in just a moment, but I'm going to do the kitchen first. So over in the kitchen, we've got this fireplace, and mine is lit. I mentioned the firewood before. One of the things that often kind of trips people up, a lot of times if you played this mod in the past, before you could just click on the fireplace and activate it and turn it on. In the later versions of this mod, you actually get the fire. You have to get the firewood, take it into a firewood pile downstairs, pick up firewood, bring it back, put it on the fire, and it lights the fire. It's so much fun. It's simple, but it's really enjoyable. And then you have this gorgeous warm firelight that just feels so comforting, and really makes the area look beautiful. There is a cooking pot here, so you can cook and make up things there. I've kind of mod error there I need to take care of. I forgot about that one. But another fun thing that is enjoyable here is if you sit in any of the dining chairs here or over at the bar, then you are eating and dining. Sometimes she eats bread, sometimes she drinks her tankard. So it's just again kind of a fun experience that really brings you. And you saw some of the lighting coming through there. We've got some fenders, so the windows with the skylights along the top are really beautiful. So here's our first entry room. Up on the tables we've got a quick save book. If you write in the diary, it does a little quick save. And I think those are kind of the main areas, or the main points up in the top level. As you go down into the home, then you've got a nice sitting area. There's a couple features here I'll call out. One of the things, as I mentioned before, the customization of the home, the rugs are one of the things that you can customize. So if we click on them, anytime you see a basket with rugs in it, there's usually an option to scroll through a variety of rugs here. And there's a quick bookshelf system. So if I sit down in one of the chairs that brings up a book for me, it'll ask me if I want to access the bookshelf, and I can do that in a variety of places throughout the home. And so you've got you know, kind of this nice, we've got the immersive experience, but we've really got some nice functional utilities built into the home as well. So I like both elements of that. I like to sit down and play, but at the same time, like, you know, when I want to get some of the more functional pieces done, then it's nice to have those built in the home. That does remind me as well, we have an auto sort right here. So if it auto sorts the default things, it typically doesn't catch modded items. But, you know, if you're out collecting mushrooms or lavender, or you've got wolf pelts or whatever in your inventory, you come in and auto sort those, and it auto sorts them into a variety of chests and locations throughout the home. Typically, where I really find this valuable is with my enchanting or my alchemy, things like that. It's going to sort those ingredients right into those locations where I'm going to be doing that anyways. Gets it out of my inventory quickly, and then it's right handy where I need it later. There is a lot of chests and storage in here as well, so that's nice. And I never, you know, I have yet to run out of space. So there's a nice organization to things as well. I'll show you a quick, let's see, I think alchemy is over here. So here's my alchemy room. And as I mentioned right here, my ingredients, anything that I've auto sorted that I happen to have on hand right at this moment is already there and handy for me. More chests, so you can put things, you know, manually sort it as well. And we've got, by the alchemy table and the enchanting table, I think there's a book in both that when you read it, it gives you a 4 to 5 buff for that crafting skill, which is kind of fun. Across the way over here is my enchanting table, and you have the option to customize these to this kind of customized look that that has been incorporated, or there is actually a setting where you can change these to the default vanilla look as well. So if you prefer that vanilla look, you have that option to do some customization there. There's quite a few weapons racks and display cases around and about as well, so you can take advantage of those and put some of your fancier weapons in there that you want to show off, which is always fun. So on to some more of the functional aspects, but really still, you know, enjoyable experiences. Our forge and our smelter, our crafting area over here, and there's the firewood pile that I talked about before is right over here. So if you do take firewood and you do pick up, that's when it'll actually show an animation of you picking up firewood, and then you go place it up on the fire. There's a setting as well where you can choose how long you want the fire to burn. I think up to 72 hours. So if you want the more immersive experience, you can set it so that you have to do that more frequently. I'm all for the glowy and leave it on and forget it, so I go with the 72 hours and don't do it as frequently. But you know, whatever sets you know, rings your bell, feel free to customize that. We've got a tanning rack over here. Some other elements we have here are there's some settings that you can choose around the forge and NPCs. We've also got, I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's a ledger here. So you can access your bank, deposit or withdraw. Once you get enough deposited, and I don't know what the threshold is here, and I apologize, I haven't done much with the trade system here yet. But my understanding is that once you've deposited enough, you'll and you've, you know, gone out and gone out into the world, you know, different towns and things like that throughout the world, then you're going to start to get in the mailbox, you'll start to get letters delivered, and the letters will have offers to set up, you know, transactions with merchants, trades, and different things like that. So you can, you know, register yourself as a business and do that. So I need to play with that some more. I haven't done much, but I love that it's there and another experience. Another thing, like I mentioned, storage. She's got she. I apologize that I I'm not sure of the creator's gender there. I apologize if I just missaid it. But we've got, again, organized storage right here. We've got a bunch more down here. So there's plenty to keep your crafting materials in. And, you know, enough to keep it going. We've got a couple mannequins throughout the home. I've got a mod on at the moment that turns them into females. In the mod, by default, they are male mannequins, but that's just something I enjoy putting, you know, the female armor on there. So take your pick. Take your pick there. When we come over down this way, I have not yet figured out how to put armor on these two mannequins. If anybody has ever figured that out, if you've utilized this mod and you figured that out, please let me know. I would love to get some on. Here is these little patches here, some of those where I spoke. If you garden, you can get some you know, some more foliage in these pots and garden spots. So definitely on my list to do. When we've got the option to get a variety of different blessings here, we can scroll through a variety of different trees or statues to show here instead. So a lot of customization again. Oops. And you activate that by just kind of getting off to the side a little bit, and you can activate and scroll through a variety of different things here. I think that's the thing that I love about this house so much, is just that there is so many options to customize. When you first load up the house, this room over here is just going to be empty, and it's going to look like a big barren room with a couple chests in it and nothing else. And when you go to the settings book, you have the option to turn it into a couple different things. You can turn it into a room for your companions, as I've got here. We've got another cooking pot, a variety of beds. So what, 4 or 5 in here? 4, 3. I can count, I swear. And so you can do that, or you can install another mod, one of the Hearthstone mods, and you can have a family in the home, and so you can turn this into a room for children. So you can do either of your preferences there. The doors here, these 2 doors, when you first load the mod as well, it's a set of double doors. You can have it, I think, 2 different types of doors, or the banners here. And I liked the tapestries, kind of like the open layout. So I went with that, but you know, whatever you enjoy. When we come in here, we've got our bath, our bathing area. So here's just kind of a prep room. And then here again, it'll ask you when to take off your clothes, and you can come in and sit in the bathing area, which is a beautiful little pool. Over here we've got a sauna, and you can sit down, and I can't remember, it almost seems like the sauna gives you a buff as well. And I believe when you sit down in the pools, either the small tub out on the porch or the pool, it seems like it purifies and clarifies things, heals your health, all that kind of stuff. So it's nice. Again, it's an immersive experience, but you're getting a functionality piece out of it as well. And I just love both sides of that coin. And we come back out here. We're almost through with the majority of the house. Here's another customizable area. You can do it as like this display area here, the way I have it set up. And again, this area, when you first load it, is just kind of some chests on the ground and some shelves, things like that. I can't remember all what was here, but pretty simple. And then you customize what you'd like it to be. And I've gone with this, but you can also have an option where it changes into a couple children's beds. And it's really cute. There's a little stuffed bunny and things like that, if I recall correctly. But any of the collections, you know, any of the cupboards, things like that, they're all you know, usable. They're not just for decoration. There's functionality to so much of it. There's some customization options quite a bit here in the bedroom. So we've got our wardrobe, and there's tons of chests around. There's end tables, there's chests over here. Just over here, again, tons of storage options. We've got, you'll notice another rug basket here, so you can change the rug here. If you get the bed, you can sit on the bed, sleep on the bed. You can change it if you get it just right, and it always takes me a minute to remember where it was. Oops, there, I just had it. You can lay on the bed, an animation for that. There's also, if I can ever get it right, there we go. Oh, it just came up. You can change the cover. There's a variety of different color options, red, black, yellow maybe, and it's, anyways, I won't mess with it, but for just this, oh, there we go. It's more on the bedpost. Right there. We can change the bed cover, and you can cycle through some of those options and see those. When you, find the one, oh, there we go. You can sleep on it as well and rest like a traditional bed. But I like that there's the different animations for it. I think it's kind of fun. I'll change it back to blue later. Again, another mannequin. And we've got another copy of a business ledger over here, so you can access it from a couple different places. The statue here you can use, and I was thinking it was a portal, but maybe I'm misremembering that one. I haven't used that for a while. I'll have to look at that. If anybody knows in the comments, let me know. So here's the setting book for this is the main setting book for the home. You can change some of the animations. You can enable or disable the mannequins. Again, the fountain I mentioned, you know, as I cycled through the trees, there's also statues that you can do in place of the trees. You can do your preference, your alchemy and enchanting, like I mentioned, the doors. Here's where you change your spaces for whether you want the extra children's space or if you want the collection space and the space for your companions, the bath setting to if you want the feature to come up where it asks you if you want to take off your clothes, and the fireplace setting for how long you want the fires to burn. So it's nice and accessible. I love that you don't have to, sometimes you get mods and you have to do the manipulation to the setting outside of the game. I like that it's built right into the home. Not maybe as extensive by any means as some of the larger castles. I know there's a lot of really beautiful player homes out there that have a lot of customization and variation, but I love the simplicity of this one, but the attention to detail that's built into it as well. It just really gives me an experience where it feels very much like the Skyrim experience, but at the same time, gives me some of those nice ease of use features that make it so that I'm spending my time on things that are fun rather than, spending all day sorting out my inventory. So I like that the creator has really taken that into account. Outside, we've got, we've been outside already, but I was just going to show you really quick. There's a door from the basement as well to go outside. We're raining like crazy. Somewhere hanging around is the little fox. There he is, Moy, and chickens and our bunny that we saw earlier. So he'll follow you around. If you talk to him, you can take Moy with you for a walk, and he'll come with you. So it's always kind of fun. I can't remember if the chickens, it almost seems like the chickens might do that as well, but I know Moy does for sure. He's a little white fox. So the last elements, and then I'll go ahead and wrap up, but the last elements here, as I mentioned before, there's a dock. Over here we've got some fishing poles and a boat. We can sit down. And we've got another enchanting table over here. This one does not change from the vanilla artwork. I kind of wish that it would change over to the Leaf Rest version, but that's okay. That's kind of handy just to have another one out here. And then you've just got a quick bridge over to the other side of the river here, and it's kind of a pretty little, takes you over to your own private little mini waterfall. So it's just fun again, to have have that direct path right to that pretty little area. So it's beautiful. I love the home. I'm always surprised that the home does not have more, that it's not a more widely known player home, because to me it's just such a simple but beautiful and elegant and just, charming home. So love it. Hope you guys like it. What other player homes would you guys like me to know about or take a look at? I'd love to know some other homes that really have a lot of these, attention to detail elements in it. Hope you have a great rest of your day.